it.
be at 50. I remember somebody telling me it was the little man in the boat.
You look quite like Margaret Thatcher. So much, it's scary, and that's
What
what I come
time is
out
it,
with. That's
Kev?
my line. That's my conversation with Meryl Streep. Yeah, you're. The time right now, Tom, is 7 p.m. And hello and welcome to this very special live stream of Cut the Crap, where we take trending news topics and we cut through the crap to find out what's really going on. Joining me is a very special guest who was here at the beginning of this show when the format was just completely different to what it is now. Give it up for the one, the only, the comedy entrepreneur. Give it up for Tom Stade.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
Boom. So excited to have you here, man. That's a round of applause that you can't hear. That's a round of applause you can't hear.
That's the best kind of round of applause I like.
How you been?
I
How's
always
life?
have that going on in my head, man. There's always a round of applause in my head that no one can hear. It keeps me from going into deep depression.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad
great,
you got
Kevin.
something to save you.
Yeah, I'm great, Kev. Right now, we're doing this. I was gonna head back to Scotland to do it, but then the fuel shortage came, and I didn't trust the fact that there wouldn't be enough gas to get me from Edinburgh to Leeds. So we decided to take a three-day stay vacation at the Travelodge in Bradford.
Rock and roll. And how is the Travelodge in Bradford?
The Travelodge in Bradford is absolutely smashing. I've said this a million times. Travelodges are 5-star.
Really?
All
Why?
around the-
Why? Really?
Well, of course they are, because I've stayed in all the great hotels in Dubai, 5 stars. But the one thing the Travelodge has is nobody really gets mad at you if you're loud. Number two, there's an early check-in for £10. And if you get hammered the night before, there's a late checkout for £10 that gets you out till 2. And in every Travelodge I've ever been to, the bar never closes, and you're allowed to bring people who aren't staying at the Travelodge to drink with you. So all of those things put together, it's not about status, it's about what the hotel can do. Granted, the furnishings are minimal, except for this awesome painting behind me. But other than that, Travelodge, 5-star. I wish they'd get a hold of me. I do commercials for 2. Like I don't normally sell out, but I would sell out for the Travelodge because I feel like I use them a lot, and also Jack Daniels, just because I would like to get some of my money back.
Perfect, cool. We've got Carrie who is joining us. Hi, good
I
evening,
know,
Carrie. Good to have you along. Please do join in the conversation as we work our way through. And if you are listening from any kind of corporate section of Travelodge, Tom Stade, he's your man. What's your rates, Tom? Are you quite expensive on the grand scheme of things? Where's your prices with Travelodge?
Do I look like I deal in business, Kevin? You know what? If I had to negotiate my deal, it would probably just be free stays. But thanks to these things called agents, I bet you I get free stays and a shitload of money, man. Because that's what, if you're going to sell out, at least sell out for the right price.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line, man.
That's a good way to do it. We've got Mark as well, who's saying hi. Hi, Mark. Thanks for joining us. Mark Burks.
All my favorite freaks are here. That's excellent.
And then Regis.
I love them all.
Regis says hi through Kerry. Do you know Regis?
Of course, me and Regis, we started out in comedy together.
Oh, wow.
He's still, Regis is still stuck in Hamilton or somewhere. And one of these days, I'm trying to get him out here to come and open for me. I just haven't found the right time. But Regis is a very funny man. but he's stuck in the vortex that's called Canada, which is like a black hole for like if you can get out of the black hole, Canadians are very funny. But if you get sucked in and you can't leave Canada, but man, you don't feel very good about yourself, I'll tell you that.
Well, Regis, good luck with getting out of your black hole. Tom, are you ready for our first story? Are you ready to cut some crap?
And let it be known that I don't know what any of these stories are. So this is pure off the cuff shit we're doing. And you know why this is my favorite show, Kev?
Go on.
Is because I really don't know what I'm gonna say, man.
Yep.
And I love it. I love it. It feels like we're having coffee, and it's the first time I've heard of this. So hit me with whatever you got, and hit those other people. I'd like to hear what they think, man.
Okay, we'll bring them on. Right, let's roll the intro.
Okay.
Boom, that you can't hear because I changed your audio, which is quite weird. So
I can't wait to see it back.
So here's it just said Tom is a knob. That's what it was.
Right on. Well, it ain't wrong.
So here's the story. So David Walliams has had to retract a story after it received harsh criticism for stereotyping Chinese people. Now, Tom, can you take a guess as to what the title of that story might have been?
Well, first of all, I think we need to explain who David Williams is.
Oh, David Walliams.
I know who he is.
Yes.
Isn't it? He's the guy that did the British Little Britain, right?
Yeah, he did Little Britain, and then he was on was it X Factor or Britain's Got Talent as a judge?
X Factor, yeah. And so he's pretty talentless. You know,
pretty much.
He's a BBC stooge, is what he is.
And he then went on to write children's books. And a lot of them have been like bestsellers. He's sold like millions and millions of copies. I think,
bet he did.
Gangster Granny was one of them. The Boy Who Wore a Skirt was another. He's got a whole.
The Boy Who Wore a Skirt. Jeepers, could you box tick a little more, Dave? Like, hi, I just want to appeal to everybody and say nothing. Okay.
Pretty much what he said. But the title of this book was Brian Wong, Who Was Never Wrong. So that was
Brian Wrong was never wrong.
That apparently was very wrong. That was very wrong. So here's what I'm thinking, right?
Okay.
So
hold on, wait. So
yeah,
the book is now banned. Brian Wong, Who Is Never Wrong, they banned it. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, he's getting rid of that. That's coming off the shelves. It might actually be a part of like a bigger book.
Hold it. Okay, and did he get rid of it? Did he get rid of it on his own, or did he get rid of it because people started complaining about it?
Many questions I don't really know the answer to, Tom. I think he's getting rid of it because people are complaining and people are just... That's normally how it happens. You kind of put something out and people are like, oh, that's crap. So he's retracting it. So there's two parts to the crap that I want to cut through with you, Tom. So the first part is, are there any stereotypes which are actually right in the majority of cases? Not in all cases, not in all, but in the majority of cases. And then the second part are which people never line up to their stereotypes. So I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock. We've got 10 minutes to come up with both of these answers, and our 10 minutes starts now. Okay. So.
Okay, well, I think, first of all, I like stereotypes. I don't know when people started getting mad at stereotypes. I mean, like the it's all gone wrong. Whatever it's whatever Wong is never wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, like the like Chinese, when you're talking about stereotypes, I mean, cultures do have a certain way of doing things. Can we at least agree on that, Kevin? Do you know what I mean? Like English people love fish and chips. English people love curries. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
English people, have a stiff upper lip. There's a ton of stereotypes. I think most of the time the problem is that I don't, well, I think it's like a color thing. Do you know what I mean for that? Because really, I mean, if we were to get mad, I'm stereotyped all the time, right? I am so stereotyped.
As
Every
what? As
time
what?
anyone, well, as a stoner guy, like
Oh, right.
every
Okay.
time anyone ever talks to me, they go, "Hey man, how's it going? What's up, Tom? Hey man." That would be the same as me doing a Chinese accent in front of a Chinese person. Do you know what I mean? But when it comes to that, to me, it all has to come from a good place. Do you know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like if you're friends with a dude. So now the question is, the first question was, are there any stereotypes that actually fit people? Is that right? That's the first
Yeah, yeah,
question.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
in the majority of the time, not all the time, but the majority of the time. Because for me, whenever I've met a French person, and I've gone in open minded, and I've gone in like it's a blank slate. I always look at people like blank slates. Anything can happen. And
Yeah.
I always, nearly always, not always, always, nearly always,
Right.
I get the arrogance, the kind of the snootiness, the way they kind of look down on
Of
you a bit,
course.
and just and
And blow smoke in your face.
they really do. They really blow
Yes,
smoke
they
in your
do.
face every
Of
time.
course.
Why? Why is that,
Yeah.
Tom? Why? Why? Every single French person I've ever met, and I dated one for the best part of 2 years as well, and she was a bit like that. She was a tiny bit like that. But then I met her family, and I was like, yeah, surely they're not going to be like it. They were all arrogant. They were all arrogant, Tom. So yeah,
Because they hate English people.
yes,
That's why you would never see them do it to a Chinese guy
yeah.
or an Indian guy or whatever. They don't. It's just go to Canada and you'll get the same thing, man. The French in Canada. You try to walk into a restaurant in Quebec and only speak English. Are you kidding me? They will totally look down on you, make fun of you, and you won't even know what they're saying. So, yeah, of course. And are you telling me that Germans aren't factual? Like every German person I've ever met prides themselves in being absolutely factual to the point of it's embarrassing because they actually are, you know. And the same with the people from the Netherlands. They have a certain, you know how they talk. How do they got? Here we go with the accent.
Birdie, birdie.
Show you know, birdie, birdie. Show you know that you shouldn't be doing that. And like, but I think it's from that kind of the thing. So I would say, I think personally, I think every type of culture does have a stereotype, man. They do. You know, Canadians, what's the Canadian one? When you think of Canadians, what do you think?
A boot.
And I
Always
already
think
know
a
what you're
boot.
gonna say.
And
You
friendly
we're
guys that
polite.
go a boot.
Yeah, we're polite people. That's our stereotype. And they don't know, but Canadians aren't polite people.
And you
We're
just use guns to shoot
sarcastic.
mooses. You don't use guns to shoot
Yeah,
each other. You just shoot like big fucking endangered species and animals. That's
exactly, man. And Americans, what's their stereotype? Gun-toting Bible thumpers, yeah.
yeah,
You
Bible
know, that,
thumping, and idiots with healthcare as well. I say that as a Brit with NHS. Um,
yeah.
and just divided actually and split and just kind of stupid, kind of really thick, really like
I would say thick, man. I would say
yeah.
thick. But then you go and meet them, and obviously the thick ones never make it over here. Do you know what I mean? So we have this idea. What about Mexicans? They've been in the news. They've got their stereotypes. Huh?
Oh yeah, well
But are you too scared
like
to say it?
it's beans and drugs, beans, drugs,
Beans, drugs,
sombreros, and just more drugs. Actually, I really I saw Breaking Bad recently, and that's kind of on the Mexican border, isn't it? Where they shot that.
yeah.
I just
And
think
I
meth
think
now. Yeah.
and I think that the reason is once you go to Mexico, okay, all those stereotypes are out the window. Once you go to America, well, maybe not America, but once you go to Canada, it all comes from the television programs we've watched, man. That's where the stereotypes come from, right? I mean, like when you think of the Chinese, let's go back to the Chinese. Like what movie? I mean, they're trying to break it now, of course. They're trying to break it now, but back in the day, it was like the Bruce Lee and the Enter the Dragon.
I'd go
and
Goonies.
all
I'd go the
that
guy with the
sort of-
gadgets in the Goonies every time. I thought every single Chinese person had a gadget up their sleeve.
Yeah.
And they had like a singing toilet as well. I don't know why I thought that, but I thought they had a singing toilet and lots of gadgets.
And for some reason, I think Chinese people are really good at math. I have no basis, except when I was in school, the one Chinese guy that was there was fucking awesome at math. But I would also say that's a positive stereotype. Do you know what I mean? Like even with the David Williams book, I haven't read it, I haven't read it, but is it a bad stereotype that he's saying that he's not wrong? Like that to me, if somebody came up to me and said, Canadians are always right, I'm not sure I would correct them. Like that's another thing we need to think about, is because not all of them are bad stereotypes. Like for the Mexican one that we were saying, I mean, that's probably a bad stereotype.
Yeah, it's just like drugs and meth.
Drugs and beans. I'm pretty sure there's a Mexican dude right now fuming.
Oh, Regis is on.
Fuming that-
Regis is on. We need those stinking badges, damn it.
Oh,
Regis
let me
said.
hear what Regis has.
He said we need
Regis-
those stinking badges from
A
Regis.
stink. Yeah, from the three. Is that the Three Amigos? Badges. We don't need no stinking badges, man. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, even that voice, hey man, what's happening? Regis would agree. I'm pretty sure I get that voice. I do the Cheech from Cheech and Chong Mexican accent, but some people may do the Three Amigos accent.
Tom, we got 1 minute 40. We've still got another part of the crap that we need to cut.
Went fast. Okay.
And the last part is what people never live up to their stereotypes. I'll chuck one in the ring for you to start off with. Russians.
Okay.
When I think Russians, because of what I see in the media, I think baddies.
Vodka
I
and
think
potatoes.
like evil baddies, and I've never met a nasty Russian. I'll be honest with you. All the Russians I've met been lovely. Yeah, really lovely. No one's tried to kill me. No one's tried to like put a nuclear fucking fluid in my veins. That's never happened. I've always met a lovely Russian.
Right. I would say for me, for the Italians, the Italian, for the longest time, I always thought that they put like plastic on their furniture so it never got wet. But every time I've gone over to an Italian friend's house, yeah, that was a big thing, man.
I've never heard that one. I've heard like Mario. I've heard like spaghetti meatballs. I've heard of like the stipulation, the kind of the waving the arms. I've never heard plastic on furniture.
Yeah, you can add. They never, when they buy the furniture, they never take the plastic off of it. That was one of the ones that I always thought. But every Italian I've ever, if I've been to an Italian household, I've always walked in and saw what I've never thought. Oh my God, this guy's crazy. He doesn't have plastic on his furniture. Are you sure you're Italian? That would be mine. So I think the Italians don't match up to their stereotype for me, man. I think the Italians. So the Russians and the Italians. Who else would I
think that's it. I think we called it, Tom. And I'm gonna say we did it. Actually, I'm gonna say yeah, we cut it. Here's an effect you can't hear, Tom.
We took that crap down to Chinatown. Boom!
We took that crap down to Chinatown. That's what that was. Regis is active on the chat. Short round in Temple of Doom. Is that referring to we need those thinking badges? And then Russians I've met were all great, but drink a ton of vodka. Do you know what, that was quite actually consistent with all the Russians. They were all great, and they did all like chuck the vodka down like there was no tomorrow. That's very true.
Yeah.
So
I agree, man. I agree. But that's with all of them, Kevin. That's with all of them. Some of them are true. Some of them are true, but not not all of them. I mean, let's just say this, Dan. Every culture has a stereotype. You know, it just depends on which ones they want to keep and which ones they don't, you know?
Yeah, so true, so true. So
Yeah.
the next story then, Tom, the next bit of crap for us to cut is
Okay.
Regis
Ah,
has put butt pinchers. I don't know what that refers to, but
butt pinchers?
butt pinchers. What's butt pinchers? Is that
I don't
code?
know, Regis. I don't know, man. But Regis, if I'm reading into that without knowing what you're saying, it sounds a little homophobic to
There we
me.
go. Yeah, not quite sure what that is. So, all right.
The
So,
whole butt pinchers.
just checking that one in there. So, right, next story.
That's
So,
the stereotype. Yeah, okay, sorry. We
yeah.
go on.
So, this is all about the Pandora Papers. So, apparently, there's a loophole.
Okay.
Not a loophole. Let me just rephrase that. So there's been a big release of lots of financial documents, and they're basically showing how loads of millionaires and billionaires and loads of famous people have sold houses, and they've saved loads of money. So case in point, Sherry and Tony Blair, they basically saved over £300,000 in stamp duty. And what they did was they brought an office for Sherry's Blair's business in 2017. But the way that they got that company was they brought the offshore firm that owned it. I'm just reading my notes. So
Okay.
basically, because they brought a company that owned that property, they weren't liable for stamp duty, but they would be liable for capital gains if they sold it. So here's what I'm thinking, right? So here's what I'm thinking. So there's been loads of stories coming out with this one. If you're in that position, Tom, if you knew a way, and it's legal as well, it's a loophole, but it's a legal loophole. If you're in that
Well,
position,
then it's not a loophole, though, is it? If it's legal, it's not a loophole. Okay, sorry, keep going.
oh, if it's we come back to that. And then what type of person would you need to be to not do it? And then what should be done about it? So those are the bits of crap. So
Okay, give me the first question, just so I.
So the first
think about
one
this.
is that if you're in a position not to do it,
Do it. Okay.
wait, let me rephrase
If you're
that.
in a position to do it.
Yeah, why would you
Why
not do
wouldn't
it?
you?
Why would you not do it?
Okay. Okay.
What type of person would you need to be to not do it? And then what should be done about it, if anything? 10 minutes on the clock starts now, Tom. Starts now. So let's say
Okay.
you're buying a house and you know a clever little way where you don't go the normal means to buying a house. You know that if you went somewhere, you went to a company, mortgage brokers in the Cayman Islands, that they could structure a deal and you would save 300,000 quid in stamp duty. It's a little bit it's a little bit weird.
It's happening.
Get around the corner. It's happening, right? It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Of course, it's happening, because this is what I'm trying to say. Once you get whenever they talk about rich people, right? Okay, whenever they talk about rich people, those guys have accountants and lawyers and all of that sort of stuff that actually know what all the laws are. You know, we as plebs and proletariats, we just have apps.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you want to write down that you bought a chocolate bar today, and you can write that off, or write down a meal. We don't actually look at the fine print, man. So like your normal person, number one, he's not a company. He's just a guy that's got his receipts in a bunch of boxes, and hopefully he gets 500 pounds back, But once you do get to the upper echelons and you sit there and you own these businesses, well, all of a sudden you start to understand what all these tax laws mean. So for the plebs like us, it seems like a loophole, but for them, it's actual law. So for the most part, like even anyone who knows this, like once you start making a certain amount of money, right, Kev?
Yep.
Once you start making, you can't even be a person anymore. You have to be what
do you
they
mean?
call the limit. You got to be a limited company, because then once you become a limited company, like say you make 100,000 pounds as a person, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you pay like 40% tax on that.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
It sucks, man. But as soon as you become a business, As soon as you become a business, all of a sudden you only pay 20% tax on that. Plus you get to pay yourself. Plus you get dividends. And don't get me started about, I just came back from Guernsey, man. Those guys have like tax, there's no tax in those places. Like you don't think Joe next door who makes 30 grand doesn't want to put his money in the Cayman Islands, so the government, he couldn't even afford to rent a mailbox in the Cayman Islands, let alone whatever. So for me, of course I'm gonna do it, man. Once you start making that kind of money, you're gonna try and hide it from the government. Do I think it's right or wrong? It's totally wrong. It's totally wrong.
Oh, you
Because
think it's wrong?
really,
You think it's totally wrong? Really?
oh, I'm gonna do it.
Oh yeah, okay. You're
But-
gonna do
but-
it, but it's wrong.
It's wrong because that's the problem with all these things, right?
Yeah.
Is you sit there and you go, you know, how come all the little guys that are paying $1,000 or $2,000 have to flip the bill for all the police and all the roads and all that sort of stuff, while a company like Starbucks doesn't even pay a dime, man? You know, so that's why I think it's wrong. What we really have to do, Kevin,
Go on.
what we really have to do is figure out as individuals what the laws are for us to not have to pay our 2 grand, man. That's what we have to do. But I think those upper echelon people make the laws to make sure that they get off scot-free and make sure that us little farm workers have to pay everything and they can keep living the beautiful lifestyle that they have.
Oh, we've got an update from Regis. Government regulation is the only way to control tax loopholes. So he's basically gone from a butt pinching comment. Oh, he was talking about Italians apparently. To quite a serious government regulation is the only way to control tax loopholes. That's quite a jump from butt pinching. He's a talented man. He's got a whole range, whole spectrum there that we're seeing.
But that's the thing, right? The government. There's an old story in Greek called, do you know the Gilgamesh story?
No, what's the Gilgamesh?
Okay, Gilgamesh, this is like a old Greek thing. Like we're going back, I think 1,200, 1,000, whatever, 200 years before Christ was even born. But Gilgamesh was a tyrant. And he pretty much robbed and taxed and all the people. So the people ended up praying and to this god. This god created this guy named Anu. And Anu was the fighter for the people. He's just as powerful as Gilgamesh, but he evened things out. But then Gilgamesh ended up making a deal with Anu, and Anu went on Gilgamesh's side, and the people got fucked again. Except now they got double fucked. So what it is that, you know, your Jeff Bezos, your Richard Bransons, your Tony Blairs, they're Gilgamesh. You know what I mean? They're the guys that can fuck you. And we prayed, and, you know, monarchies, and we prayed, and all of a sudden, the government came. We had elected officials and all that. And for a little while, those elected officials made sure that everything was even, that everybody paid their taxes and all that. But then those Jeff Bezos, Gilgamesh guys made a deal with the government and started making up laws that they don't have to pay anything. And they didn't make any laws for us little people. So the government pretty much joined Gilgamesh, which would have been Jeff Bezos, and now instead of government working for us, the government works for them to end up fucking us. That was like a basic story from way back when, man. And I think that's what's going on right now. That's what I think is happening.
So is your logic then, Tom? So is your logic that we need to get the logic? We need to get the knowledge in order to do that? Is that what you're saying? Do we need to tap into these like highly paid accountants to find out what's going on? What's the deal?
Exactly, man. I mean, if all of us little guys pooled all our money together, created a tax union, and hired a whole bunch of accountants to actually work for us to figure out how we can screw them, you know what I mean? And then the government, as soon as we get our tax loopholes, then the government has to sit there and come back to our side, because then the government ain't getting any money. As long as the government's still getting money from us, then they don't have to worry about the rich dudes. But if we can figure out a way not to give the government money, then the government's going to have to figure out a way to get their money from the rich dudes. So that's what I think we should do. But, you know, and I think your second question was, what kind of person would you have to be not to do that? Yeah?
Yeah. So you got the knowledge.
Yeah.
You got the knowledge. You know exactly how. And so you know you could save 300,000 quid. And you choose not to. What? Hey?
Yeah.
Who would do that?
Well, I think somebody that there's either two people that would do that. Okay. The first person that would do that would be probably a guy that has so much money that 300 grand doesn't mean anything to him. Do you know what I mean?
Agree. Yep.
So for him, it's not about morals. It's just about, it doesn't matter. I've got quadrillion dollars, and it isn't going to matter if the government takes it or not. Yeah, it's chump change. The other type of person that say he only has 700,000 and he's got to give 300,000 back, and he doesn't want to do that because he's my father and he cares about his children and he cares about the future. He's a man with morals and wants to pay his fair share. So those are the two types of people that would do that. So pretty much the rest, the people, most of the people that are doing it are probably scum. Because they're not paying. They're probably scum, because I don't know a lot of moral millionaires or millionaires isn't even anything anymore. I don't know a lot of moral billionaires that really would you know, help the people out. I mean, even if you look at Jeff Bezos, what, 500 billion, trillion or whatever, that he could pay his staff like a killer wage, but he chooses not to, which means that guy has no morals. Starbucks, trillions of dollars, still pay their staff absolute shit, no morals. So I think most rich people have no morals, and that's what makes them rich. And anyone with morals probably will never get rich, but will feel real good about themselves while they're sitting in the street, homeless, wondering why the government doesn't have enough money to give me my welfare check.
Tom, quick question. We got 20 seconds left. What would you choose? Morals or extreme wealth? What would you choose? Would you chuck your morals out the window?
Every time.
Say again?
Extreme wealth every time.
Every time. I'm going to call it. Here's another effect you can't hear, Tom.
We slam dunked the crap.
Boom. So it's 2-0. It's 2-0 to us
versus
the crap. Now, Tom, are you up for a game, Tom?
Sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm here, man.
So I'm going to chuck this out to Regis. So Regis, the game is Hoedown. You may have seen the game yourself on Whose Line Is It Anyway? And we need a random subject for Tom to do a Hoedown to. Now, given...
Oh, no. What have I got to sing a song or something?
Oh, yeah, you like the Hoedown. The Hoedown. I'll change your audio so you can hear it. Hang on a sec.
Oh, man.
You said you were up for it earlier. Yeah, I played it. And you said
I don't even know. Okay.
Yeah, so but we need a subject, so I need to wait until Regis gets back to us with a subject. So here's the track. I'll just play this while we're waiting for a subject from Regis. Goes like this. And then you come in. I'll tell you when you come in. Now. Like that, okay?
Okay. I'm not an improver, just so everybody knows. This could get bad.
It's fine. I've bombed on most. I've only been about 3 where I've done kind of So it's Regis. Regis, are you still there, Regis? No. All right. I'll go with a previous comment from Regis. Unless Mark or Carrie.
Where did Regis go? What happened to Regis?
Don't know. Where's Regis? Regis. He's not there. Anyone else got a random subject for Tom? Anyone else for a random subject? All right, I'm going to go into the comments and I'm going to choose butt pinchers. So butt pinchers is your subject, Tom.
Okay.
All right, ready? All right, here we go.
Okay, tell me when I come in.
All right. Ready? Now go.
Tom didn't understand what the thing was said. Tom didn't understand what Regis meant. When Regis sent for pictures, thought it was a film gay. Turns out it was just the Italian way. Whoa!
Well, you did it! You did it!
Wow, that was awesome.
We-
I didn't even think I had that in me, man.
We got a
Turns out
subject
it's
actually. We got a
just the
subject from
Italian way.
Regis. We got a subject. You have to do another one, Tom. The subject is movies.
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 Okay.
Very general.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I gotta do one about movies.
About movies.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Oh, action movies. Action movies.
Action movies. Okay.
Okay. He's here. He's back. Okay.
All right.
Ready? Go.
Sometimes I don't like watching TV shows too often. Sometimes I hang around and just feel my boffin. Sometimes I go to an action movie, but when I go there, I'm thinking it's a slow 2 movie. Oh, I lost! Oh my God! Oh, I lost, man. I did good on the first one, but that one kind of sucked, man. I was, you know, in my brain, I was going, oh, how can I do a callback to Buck Pinchers and action movies?
Yeah.
And in my brain, I'm sitting there going, oh, inches, ride with pinches, cinches, action movie. Boo.
Boo, boo, boo. I'll play this effect for you. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow.
You have a chance of redemption because I guess you could say that's one good one. If anyone else has a subject, otherwise we can always come back for your chance of redemption. Anyone else got a subject? Carrie, Mark, Regis, any more
Okay.
subjects? Wait for it to filter through.
I want to hear Regis do one. Can Regis come on and try one?
I can. Hang on.
I would like to hear Regis try one.
I think that's possible. Hang on. Yeah, so I've just put up the details, the call in. So Regis, if you
Okay.
want to call in, we will
I
get
just
you
like
on.
hearing Regis. He's so smart.
What would be your subject for Regis?
My subject for Regis? Oh, okay. My subject for Regis would be Smackhead.
Smackhead. Okay, Smackhead.
Because it's got 2 nice easy rhymes to it. Plus, I can imagine what Regis might be able to do with Smackhead.
All right. There is Regis is saying there's quite a delay between my comments and when you seem to get them. There is a massive delay. I think there's like a 15 seconds or so. He's laughing at something that you said in the last 15 seconds, Tom. There's lots of laugh emojis. So let's see.
God.
Regis, are you taking the challenge? Are you coming on? Because look, Tom stayed. He's laid down the gauntlet. Are you gonna answer the call? I'm gonna see if anything happens. Oh wait, we got more subjects. Cookies and shopping.
Okay, let me try another one. Cookies and shopping.
All right, cool. Well, it was
Okay.
cookies first, and then shopping from Regis.
Okay. Oh, cookies first. Okay.
Wow, that's like a massive delay. I think they're about a minute back. All right, ready? Cookies first. Ready?
Okay, cookies.
And here we go.
Okay.
Do. 3, 2.
When I like to
One.
bake,
Right,
I like to bake.
we'll restart.
Sometimes
Tom.
in my lab. Oh, restart.
Restart. All right, ready,
Okay,
ready. Cookies. Ready. Go.
Okay.
Do. I count you in. 3, 2, 1, and go.
When I'm in my kitchen, I like to look in. I like to sit in my kitchen and I'm sitting. Sometimes I wait for my cookies, but then I realize I lost money at the bookies.
Yeah, I think that
That's
one works.
okay. Didn't make sense, but it rhymed. I'm
It
gonna
did
get
rhyme.
better at this over the months.
It did
I'm gonna
rhyme.
get better at this.
All right.
Did rhyme. I felt like it was okay.
Yeah,
But
I think that's a pass. I think
I'm
it's a
not
pass.
I'm not going on whose line is it anyways anytime soon.
I don't
Let's
think
just say
so.
that.
No, Regis is not joining us.
Your job is safe, Brian Style.
Yeah, Colin Mockery, you're all good. You're all good. Oh, we got
Yeah,
Hinky
you don't.
Kiki Mo. Kiki Mo. Hi Kiki Mo. I don't know what that username is, but yeah, hi Kiki Mo. Oh, Regis is working on coming on somehow. So I'll keep an eye out for when you pop on. Oh, wait, is that him?
Okay.
We got oh no, it's Carrie. Carrie? Wait, is Carrie with Regis?
Yeah, Carrie's probably with Regis.
Oh, hang on, I need to pin you so I don't lose your image.
I think they do a lot of this.
Right, okay, fair enough.
They're very happy doing it.
They're very happy
I
doing
can
it?
already tell. Of course they are.
All right.
We got two lovebirds there, man.
We have Regis on. Hello, Regis. Oh, where's Regis's audio? Where's your audio? Mo Amar. Do you know Mo Amar? Mo
Amar, yes I do. He's a beautiful comedian.
Big Tom Stade fan. Oh no, I can see Regis. He's got a beard, right? He's got a beard. He's got a goatee thing going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you can see him. Obviously, you're on the. Cool, of course. Let's see. Can we work this out?
Hey, there he is, man.
You say anything,
Looking
Regis?
Good, Reg.
His audio isn't working.
You know what? It's kind of funny looking at Regis, knowing that he's not saying anything. It feels like he's in an interrogation room, and we're kind of just watching him right now.
Yeah. Oh, he's pointing at. What's he pointing at? Hang on. I could kind of.
He's saying hi.
Yeah, he's saying hi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for a smile. I'm looking for a Regis smile. Hey. Hey. You're looking good, Reg.
I don't know why we
Man,
can't.
we're gonna get you over here.
All right, cool. I think we could have to. Yeah, we have to kick him off. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. There
Let's
we go.
hit the last topic. Let's do that.
So,
What's the last one?
Insulate Britain. So, I'll be
Insulate
honest with you,
Britain.
Tom. So,
Okay.
I'm one of the calmest guys you ever meet, and it takes a lot for me to like lose my rag. And every time I've heard about this story, I go from naught to incessant rage within seconds. So you probably heard about these people. So they are blocking roads, like really kind of vital roads all around London and the southeast. Earlier, they blocked again loads of roads. They blocked the Dartford crossing, and there's a video going around at the
M4
moment.
or something like that.
Say again.
I think they blocked the M4. We were traveling doing tour shows, and they blocked the M4 one time.
Yeah. They blocked the M4. They blocked the Dartford crossing, and there was this.
I don't
video.
understand why though. Yet I don't. I thought it was like the Extinction Rebellion or one of those things.
They want everyone to have like. They want like everyone to have insulation in their lofts, and that's it. It's like the most like pointless thing because you get insulation in B&Q. It's not like it's a choice.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you can like rock up to B&Q. It's not expensive, and if you can't afford it, here's the thing: if you can't afford it, it's subsidised. And in most cases, if you've got a really low income, you get it for free. You get it for free, Tom. It's not an expensive thing. And when I say you get it for free, like you properly get it for free. Someone come round and actually go in your loft and lay it all down and we'll sort it out for you if you're on a low income. So it really gets my goat. But what really gets my goat is when I see videos of people.
Hold on,
go on.
Kev, I really need to understand this.
Okay.
Are you telling me
Yes.
that they blocked off, like you're not joking, they blocked off the roads so everybody can get free insulation? That's what it is.
They want houses to be insulated, Tom. That's the thing. It's like,
Stop
just
it.
type in
Stop
energy
it.
saving. Isn't that there's an energy saving website, the Energy Saving Trust, and they subsidize that kind of stuff. And it's like, what are you talking
Wow.
about? So Regis is sad. Yeah, we couldn't connect for some reason. There was such a delay that we didn't even hear anything until after the kick. Oh, that's a shame. But we'll get you
Okay.
on another point anyway, Regis. But anyway, going back to the story. So yeah,
We're
so that's
gonna
the
get
big thing.
better at this as we go along, Regis, and everybody out there, and I love you all.
Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out, man.
we will. So here's my
happen.
point, Tom. So here's my point. I want to know how to not drive over them, because I've pictured this many times in my head, and I've pictured being at the front of the line, being in my car,
Oh,
and then how it plays out in my head is one or two ways. I either put on the Jaws track and I film the whole thing like and I'm creeping forward slowly, and then I slam on the accelerator, and I nip one of them. And then the other version of it is quite similar, to be honest with you. I put on, the track from that film Drive. Do you know the film Drive? It had a really cool
Yeah, I
soundtrack,
do.
the opening soundtrack. So I put that on, and there's no creeping forward. It's just full on the accelerator, and I'm going to crack a skull and go to prison. And I can't picture another way. So I want to know, how do you not drive over them, Tom? How do you not drive over the extinction?
I have a lot of questions already.
Okay,
I
well, I'm
have
going
a
to start
lot
the
of
timer.
questions I need to go through first.
I'm going to start the
Now-
timer, so let's do it.
Okay, so now my first thought is when you said that they want insulation for energy saving stuff. So in a way, are they trying to save the planet by not making the problem so big and just start rebelling and getting one small energy saving method? Is that what they're trying to do? Is it that, like, instead of just saying we need like solar panels and all that sort of stuff, are they just saying that we're going to start off small with something like insulation? Is that what they're trying to do?
I think that's it. I
Because-
think maybe they've looked at like the bigger campaigns, and the people like blocking. Wasn't there somebody like crawled into? Was it the HS2 thing, or was it Thameslink? They crawled into like Thameslink
Because-
tunnels, and they were disrupting
because
that.
okay, because number one,
Yeah.
first of all, by blocking up the whole highway or motorway, you're creating more pollution.
Yes.
Yes. You're wrecking the environment by keeping and wasting valuable fossil fuels that could be used to get other people. Maybe there were people that had insulation in their trucks and were going to do it. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. So right now I'm just thinking that they thought that to start small,
Yeah.
but by blocking up highways and bridges and that sort of stuff, that seems to me just a tactic to piss people off, man. Like,
Is it
that
the one
would- you're
protest that's
right,
really
that would
backfired?
make me, because here's the thing.
Go on.
Well, here, of course, yeah, you're gonna get run over. You're gonna get run over, and I wouldn't doubt that, man. Because number one, oh my God, what if somebody was pregnant and had to get to the hospital, but you wanted to make sure the world had insulation,
Yes.
and then like the mother died in the car from giving birth because she couldn't go. Now you have murder on your hands.
Well, here's the thing.
You know
Here's the
what I
thing that's
mean?
happening.
And
That's
then-
happening. There was a woman who had a stroke, and because she didn't get to the hospital in time, she's now paralyzed for life. And then
Yeah.
some woman was like right at the front of this of the blockage, and then there was a
yeah.
video of her being taken, saying that her mum was being taken to hospital in Canterbury in an ambulance. And she was being blocked from going with her mum. I think it was. She said she was in the 80s and really, really kind of ill, like critically ill.
Yeah.
And she finished off with saying, "How can you be so selfish? How can they be so selfish, Tom? What is
They
in
are
their
selfish.
minds?"
They are selfish by sitting there thinking that we all want the same thing. The problem, okay, here's why I'd run them over. It's because
You go
they've
straight there,
become-
okay.
Here's why, yeah, because they're righteous.
Yeah.
Because they're righteous, to the point that they think that they know what's good for everybody else. And that's the problem. And the last thing you want is a bunch of righteous people coming over the hill to save you. There's way better ways. Like, listen, everybody who's blocking those roads, you don't think the human, as slow as the human race is, we definitely know we have a problem. We definitely, every time you come to Scotland, there's windmills. Every time I drove through Bradford today, and there were people that had solar panels on their house. It may not be happening as fast as you want, but at least the guy who's got solar panels on his house did something to help the environment, while you guys ended up killing a woman, putting a woman in a stroke, and made me late for a gig. So to me, I would slowly run them over. What I would do is I would actually go about 5 miles an hour through them.
What would be your tracker choice?
Well, probably with a tractor.
Okay.
And let's see how committed they are. Are they like the suffragettes, where the woman ran out into the horse race and killed herself so women could get rights? No, they're not like that at all. That woman was a hero and a martyr. You guys are a nuisance. So let's see how big you are to your cause, knowing that you could get out of the way, but you feel so strongly that the world needs insulation that you're willing to die for it. There's a big difference between you and the Chinese guy who fucking stood in front of a tank in Tiananmen, whatever square it was.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem, man. You guys are righteous, and there's nothing good about blocking people's way and getting in their way because you believe what is right. How do you know that the guy you're blocking wasn't the dude that put solar panels up in his Bradford house, man? Like, he would walk out and go, at least I did something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very true.
Let's all bring them around and ask them what they actually did other than create a fucking waste of fossil fuels and just pretty much annoyed everybody, man. I agree with that. Kevin, I think you should run them over.
You've convinced me otherwise. I'm going to shift the question. I'm going to shift the question then. I'm going to shift it to what would be the best way to run them over. I want like a music. I want a backing track.
The best way to run them over? The best
way to run them over. So they're right in front of you. They're holding that sign. One is like right in the path of your tire.
You have to give them a chance to get out of the way.
Yeah.
But I would probably use farm equipment. A tank would be too good. A tank might look bad. It might look like, you know, if you had a tank, it might look like the military is trying to stop them, and then you could show a picture of that, and it may look
it goes
like,
in their favor.
Oh my God, they're being oppressed. But if you use farm equipment, and you drive real slow, give them a chance to get out of the way, but at least with the farm equipment, you know, at least we look like we're trying to get to the food to feed people, and you're blocking the way because you want lower heating bill.
So what we say? Are we saying tractor? The tractor with big wheels? Or are we saying? Isn't there a thing
farm equipment,
like an automatic plower? Isn't there like a plowing machine? That's like a big twirly thing at the front that could like really like
but
screw
don't
them up.
Go fast. Don't go fast. You can't go fast because it doesn't give them time to think about how intense are they to their cause.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta go about 10 miles an hour. And then the guys that actually died for the cause, at least you'll know they were really into insulation, man. Those guys loved insulation. Man, Jimmy gave his life for insulation until Tractor Joe ran him over at 10 miles an hour.
And what kind of I need to kind of paint the picture a little bit more, Tom. So I want to know like what music is on in your tractor. And did you say something as you crunch over their bones? What you know? What's the? Paint me a picture.
I missed a little bit about that. I came in at what kind of music is on. So yeah, okay. So what? Well, you gotta have a farm hat on, big piece of straw, big smile on your face, because you know what you're about to do. And I think the tune to run them over. What would the tune to run them over would be? Would be
Combine Harvester.
Iron
Mark has gone Combine Harvester. That's a good.
I
got a Combine
nice
Harvester.
one,
I
Mark.
give you the key. Yeah.
Good one, Mark. And I know Mark's crazy enough to run him over too. Right? In fact, I would nominate Mark as our representative on Fuck You Insulation, Rebellion. I nominate Mark as our guy.
Yeah, that's it, Mark. Right, if you're looking for a job, then we want to sign you up. It's as simple as that. We want to sign you up, and
We're there, Mark.
yeah. I'm gonna call it. I think we did it, Tom.
We
Oh,
cut that crap. Yeah.
We cut that crap. Yeah, there we go. We cut that crap. Regis, I want to know if you'd like to come on and try that again. Because now we're kind of at the end of the show. And that means I can kind of play around with the settings a little bit more and just be a bit more loose and free with the old Zoom. So Regis, if you want to come on again for a bit of a Hoedown Showdown, that would be a good segment. Hoedown Showdown with Tom Stade. Or if anyone actually...
Can we save it for the next one for sure?
Oh, yeah, we can. Are you Hoedowned out, Tom?
I'm a little hoedowned out. And I really enjoyed this episode, man. I really, really loved it, actually, man. And I'm loving the weirdo. It's all my weirdo freak buddies. And I'm a weirdo freak too. So I'm not stereotyping my audience, but I am stereotyping my audience, me being one of them. Like, here's a nice little ending. Could a Chinese guy stereotype himself? And if he could stereotype himself, well, then there is such a thing as a stereotype.
There we go. Perfect. Well, Tom, thank you so much for joining us. And a big thank you to all of our people on the chat. So a big thank you to Carrie, to Mark, to Regis. And
yeah, man. I love
we
you
had
guys.
What's the comedian's name again? I've got his username.
Mo Amar.
Yeah, Mo Amar, thank you so much for coming on. Guys, please do subscribe to the channel. Not now, because I don't think I fixed the sound. It'll probably deafen me. But yeah, please subscribe after the stream. Like the video. Leave us a comment below. And hopefully we'll get Tom on at some point again soon. And Tom, any final words for your fans?
Listen, I love... All I ever say to everybody is I love you all dearly, and let's get super fucked up to the point where we're belligerent. Oh my God, I'm losing my voice. But where we can get belligerent to each other and never have to apologize. That's what I want to say to my fans, man. I love you all. Let's just get hammered, say shitty things to each other, and when we wake up, we don't apologize because we know we love each other. Cheers, man.
Beautiful. Tom, thanks for the sign off. Just stay there for a quick debrief. Finishing screen now. And guys, take care and we'll see you soon. Cheers.
During this show, they went up to this girl called Amber and said, Amber, why did you turn your light out? And she went, well, I'm not interested, but my mum might be. to which I went to like, oh, harsh. But inside I was going, result.
Yes.
And,
Where's your mum? Where is she? Point her out for me. Where do we start with this subject? I can't even get back to the beginning.
Oh,
The tangents,
that's hilarious.
Dino. The tangents.
nobody knew what a clip was. That nobody